Welcome back, everyone, to part 22 of our Explainer series. We're getting so incredibly close to mastering this exam, and honestly, I'm just thrilled you're here with us. Before we dive headfirst into today's highly requested topic, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Decode Healthcare with Harshal. It seriously helps us keep bringing you these high-yield sessions.
All right, today we're completely skipping the fluff. We're getting straight to work mapping out the structural blueprint of the CPT manual. Look, if you want that high-yield exam success, understanding exactly how this book is put together, yeah, it's absolutely non-negotiable.
Section 1, Intro to CPT. So let's lay the groundwork here. CPT stands for Current Procedural Terminology. It's maintained by the American Medical Association, the AMA, right? And basically, it's the standardized language we use for reporting medical, surgical, and diagnostic services. Why does this matter so much? Well, in the healthcare world, this language completely reduces ambiguity. It's literally the foundation of our coding blueprint. It ensures that a procedure billed in New York means the exact same thing as that same procedure billed in California.
Moving right along to Section 2, the 3 CPT code categories.
Okay, when you look at this structural framework, you're going to see 3 distinct categories that you will absolutely face on the exam. First up is Category I. These are your mandatory standard 5-digit numeric codes representing typical clinical procedures. Next, we have Category II. These are optional, supplemental performance measurement codes, and you can spot them because they always end in the letter F. They're heavily used for quality tracking and MIPS. Finally, Category III codes end in the letter T. Now, these are temporary codes for emerging technology, services, and procedures. And here is the absolutely crucial takeaway for your exam. If a Category III code exists for some new tech procedure, you absolutely must report it instead of just using an unlisted Category I code. Seriously, the exam loves to test you on that specific rule, so lock that one in.
Section 3, the semicolon rule.
I want you to think of the semicolon as the grammatical wiring of your manual. Basically, a standalone code contains a full, complete description, but an indented code, it relies on that standalone code. The golden rule here is that the common main stem terminology that appears before the semicolon in the standalone code applies to all the indented child codes right underneath it. Understanding this is a total game changer because it prevents you from having to read the same words over and over again. It's a massive visual trick for saving you precious time on a timed exam.
Section 4, high-yield CPT symbols.
These symbols act as the vital street signs of your manual, and knowing them builds up your decoding speed big time. Let's group them mentally to make it easier. For code updates, a solid bullet means a brand new code, while triangles, whether that's a single triangle or facing triangles, indicate revised descriptions or revised text. Okay, now for the structural rules. The plus sign indicates an add-on code. Remember, this is never reported alone, and it is inherently exempt from modifier 51. Because of that, you'll actually often see it near that forbidden symbol, the circle with a slash, which explicitly marks a code as modifier 51 exempt. And finally, the star symbol. That one just flags a telemedicine-eligible code. Pretty straightforward, right?
Section 5, essential CPT appendices.
So these appendices are essentially the extra rooms located at the very back of your CPT book, and you really need to memorize this map. Think of Appendix A as your ultimate modifier dictionary. Then Appendix B is your yearly update log for all the new additions and deletions. Now, when you need some real-world context, Appendix C gives you clinical E&M examples, and Appendix D, well, that's your master inventory of all those plus sign add-on codes we literally just talked about. Knowing this layout cold guarantees lightning-fast cross-referencing on exam day.
Section 6, summary and teaser.
Okay, here is your dense, highly readable one-page visual summary of today's blueprint. I highly recommend you just pause and screenshot this cheat sheet for your studying. It distills the whole shebang, the AMA standard definition, the category 1, 2, and 3 distinctions, that vital semicolon rule for your indented codes, your must-know high-yield symbols like the plus and forbidden signs, and of course, your rapid navigation map for appendices A through D. Seriously, review this cheat sheet until these rules just become second nature.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a provocative thought. What happens to your codes when a surgery gets complicated? We've laid a really solid foundation today, but you and I both know real-world coding gets messy. So in part 23, we are going to conquer surgical package rules, global surgery days, and all the pre- and post-op components that dictate your coding strategy. You definitely won't want to miss it. Keep studying hard, and I will see you in the next one.